So what the heck happened? As it turns out, quite a lot, most of which was out of our control. Now remember, this turned out to be almost a dozen projects, some of which were not known at the time this project was conceived. So to understand the context, we have to look at the timeline of the South Mesa Water Company pipeline project. Now, back in March of 2022, South Mesa applied for a grant to replace their pipeline in County Line Road from Interstate 10 to just west of Douglas. This timeline is important because the application went in right before we went to award our contract, and we were not initially aware of the grant application. And in June of 2022, the South Mesa Water Company was awarded the grant. This does not mean that is when they got the money, which, just like the LPP delay, became a big factor in the timing of all of these projects. So soon after the award, the city and South Mesa entered into an agreement to coordinate timing and other factors between the two projects. Again, this assumed that funding would come through in short order for South Mesa. In reality, it took South Mesa almost 2 years to get the funding agreement approved by the state. This threw all of our timelines off significantly. Both the city and South Mesa expected the funding to come through in October of 2022, but it wasn't until May of 24 that they had access to the funds. Now, these delays contributed to a delay in South Mesa's ability to line up their contract. The city was originally going to have roadway demobilized when South Mesa's contractor began work. That was supposed to be in November of 2022. However, construction did not begin until August of 2024. Now, work was supposed to be done by May of 2023, but it did not actually finish until the end of March of this year. So if you go back to our LPP timeline, after we completed the California Street roundabout, work was supposed to stop for the South Mesa work. So if South Mesa work was finished in May of 23, we'd have gone in and done the 2nd Street roundabout by the end of June of 2023. Then the 5th Street roundabout would have been done in October 2023, and that would have then completed the project, save for some additional paving that might have taken a month or two. So that means essentially by the end of 2023, the project would have been completely finished. Still, that did not happen. We saw the delays with South Mesa, which had impacts on our project, but there were also other problems as well.